This article is out of Toronto. A Toronto woman says that the billing practices of Rogers Wireless led her husband to discovering her extramarital affair. Now the woman whose husband walked out on her is suing the communications giant for $600,000 for alleged invasion of privacy, breach of contract, and other things, the results of which she said ruined her life. Now, I actually love this concept because she's not saying that her actions ruined her life. She's saying that the results of what happened with Rogers Wireless Incorporated, which led her husband to find out that she was cheating on him, that ruined her life. Gabriella Nagy had a cell phone account with Rogers, which sent the monthly bill to her home address in her maiden name. Her husband was the account holder for the family's TV and cable services at the same address. Around June 4th, 2007, he called Rogers to add internet and home phone. The following month, Rogers mailed the global invoice for all of its services to the marital home that included an itemized bill for Nagy's cellular service. Now, this cellular service was a service that her husband didn't know anything about. When Nagy's husband opened the Rogers invoice, he saw several hour-long phone calls to a single phone number. Now, this is what she says, quote, "Nobody does business this way, and he's not stupid." Nagy, who's in her 30s, he called the number and spoke with the, quote, third party who confirmed the affair, which it lasted only a few weeks. "My husband didn't tell me that's how he found out. He just left." Now, Nagy is deeply embarrassed and ashamed of what happened, and she says it was a mistake. She said of the affair, "But I didn't deserve to lose my whole life over it." I love that. I love when people screw up so dramatically and then want to blame somebody else for providing the conduit by which the other person found out about their transgressions and then left them.
Thank you for calling Rogers. Bodie speaking. How can I help you today?
Hey, I'm sorry. Can you tell me what your name is one more time, sir?
Bodie speaking. How can I help you today?
Hi, Bodie. I'm calling because I was looking to establish some wireless service along with some of my other services, and I was literally going to do that until I read something on the Newswire today about a woman who was having an affair and her husband found out because the bills were sent to the home for the wireless. And I don't know if you know about this story, but I'm having actually multiple affairs. And before I do something like this, I want to know whether or not any safeguards have been put into place to make sure that this doesn't happen again, so that, my marriage is not destroyed the way this woman's was.
So you want to know whether or not the bill will be sent home? Or?
Yeah, I don't want the bill sent to my home where the other accounts are. If I set up an account, is it possible for me to, put in some sort of like a bogus address or just some way to make sure that my wife doesn't find out about, what I'm doing? Because, it's not even just one woman. There are several, and I can't really have her going through the bills, and that's what will happen if it goes to the home address.
Okay.
And again, please forgive me because I'm really new at this. I don't really understand it. There's nothing set up or nothing in place for people who are in situations like I am. Somebody who desperately needs for their wife to never read their bill because of the law. I'm going to have a lot of calls. Some of them are going to go on for an hour or two to various women. There's nothing that's set up for people like me to be able to navigate through the system without my wife finding out. You don't have a special code or anything that you could put in there that shows extreme privacy so that we can just make sure that she never finds out what I'm doing?
So the only way to prevent her from seeing the bill would be subscribing to something we call online billing.
Okay.
Okay, so that way you can go on the internet and just check your bill. You don't actually get the paper, the physical paper.
Okay.
You'd have to go online to take a look at your bill. That's the safest way.
That's the safest way. And she wouldn't have any access to that?
But she wouldn't have any access to that as long as you open another account under your name.
Okay. Now, what happens if she calls in to try to get some information on my records? Will she even be able to know that I have a separate account?
No, that's what I'm saying. She would not be able to know that because the only account you guys have together would be the main account. Right?
Okay. Yeah, that's
as
just
long
the
as
main
she
account.
doesn't know the number to the new cell phone, she doesn't know the number, she doesn't know the account number, then she would never have that information with her.
Okay. all right, and last, just hypothetically speaking, if she did find the phone number somewhere or find the account and she found the phone number and she called as my wife, what would they give her any information or would they even validate that I have that separate account?
No, because she's not listed on the account. Okay. Unless you authorize her.
I don't want her anywhere near it. I mean, like, the situation is so serious because two of the women that I'm having affairs with, one of them is her sister, the other one's her cousin. And, I mean, I guess I'm sure you can understand, this would be explosive for me if something like this were to get out.
I can understand where you're coming from.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. The safest.
Even her mom is interested, so it gets nuts. So the safest way would be to do the online thing, right? I think I freaked him out a little bit.
So the safest bet would be to sign up for online billing.
He's definitely laughing. Okay. All right.
Online billing would be the best bet.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Did you want me to set this up for you today?
I really need to find out exactly what's going on with her. So, I will give you guys a call back.
The issue?
Well, the issue is her extreme nosiness, and I've seen her ability to get past people. I mean, I've seen her call customer service centers, and I've seen her able to get past the person on the phone offering them things, you know.
No, it's not. Maybe on that account, she was listed on the account, and so were you, right? It's probably a joint account.
No, not before. Not. She opened up. I opened up a bank account about a year ago, and I put a large amount of money in there, and she was able to get the guy at the bank to give her all of the information. I don't know what she offered him. I don't know how she was dressed, or she's really a weird woman, and she's extremely attractive, and she can offer things that are crazy, you know. He's got to think I'm nuts.
Wow. So, I mean, the safest bet is as long as she doesn't know about this account that you're opening, then there's no way she can get her hands on it. Or even if you can get your own brother to open the account for you, or your cousin, so that way your name's not even on the account, but you're using the phone. That way there's no affiliation.
Okay, that's a great idea. You're saying if I could get my cousin or my brother to open on it, then there would be nothing to tell her because my name's not even there.
Exactly.
Now, that absolutely is genius. You sound like a man who actually understands what I'm dealing with. You must have experienced something like this before in your life.
Not quite yet. Not yet.
Well, it's going to happen, young man. It's going to happen because this situation in 2010, cheating has become extremely difficult to do with the technology age that we live in. So what you just said, I think, is probably the most brilliant idea. I'm going to have my brother call back because my brother actually had an affair with my wife once. I don't know, maybe my cousin. But when I do, can I have them specifically ask for you to set this up?
The problem is I don't have an extension unless you want me to personally give you a call back. And hopefully you'll be around then, and I can speak to him and we can set it up.
Well, we can't just, ask for Bodie?
No, I don't have extension. We have no extension there, so whoever you get is who you deal with. So,
okay. Well, I got to do that. I'm so sorry, but I do thank you for the idea because you really helped me to figure out how to do this. I mean, this triangle love affair in a family environment is not working out where I can risk, the phone.
Has there been any suspicious?
Yeah, she's been real suspicious, and sometimes when her sister's over and I see her looking at her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she'll look at her out of the corner of her eye, and as her sister walks past me and she's switching the hips, moving them from side to side, I see her noticing the whole thing. And then sometimes if we go to the store or send her to the store, she comes back quicker. Or one day I saw her coming back in through the back door. I think she suspects something, but we've never been able to give her any proof, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want any proof about this whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, so.
All right. I see.
So, all right. So what I'm going to do is, you got to be careful, and you too, just in case you end up in a situation like this. I want you to be careful too, because times are really tough out there, and I just cannot afford to be giving up half right now. I can't.
All right.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for choosing Rogers, and have yourself a great day.
Right. I love that dude. That dude was he was very cool. He actually helped me out to the point that he gave me the concept of what to do.